Welcome to Tyler's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is January the 17th, 2021. And we're going to be talking about the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view, Hard to Kill. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we saw history made between Kenny Omega coming to Impact Wrestling. He joined up. He actually made his debut in Impact Wrestling. I thought he would not show up. But ladies and gentlemen, he did show up, and it was a pretty decent match. Pretty good. I enjoyed it. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get to Impact Wrestling, we got some WrestleMania updates. Because they have, on their YouTube channel of the WWE, they had WrestleMania updates. And ladies and gentlemen, this year's WrestleMania is going to be in Tampa Bay, in Florida. It looks like it's the same logo as last year, but with a pirate on it. With a pirate. But ladies and gentlemen, I guess it's going to be interesting. And they did announce it's going to be a 2-night WrestleMania on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday of April. I'm happy for that because I'd rather not watch a 9-hour show in one day. But now we got a couple hours for Saturday and a couple hours for Sunday. And I could actually have a video. And I don't have to try and make 2 different parts of that video. Because we know WrestleMania is going to have a lot of matches. They're going to find a way. If they need legends to have a match, they will have that. Like Goldberg. I know they don't have a lot of guys on Raw or SmackDown to make a whole bunch of matches. Well, technically they do. It's just, if they need legends, I think some legends will say yes to it and have a match. Like a one match only. Like Goldberg has done in multiple WrestleManias. So, yeah, so that one's going to be in Tampa Bay in Florida. That's happening this year. And next year, they're going to have, they're talking about WrestleMania next year. And that will be in Dallas, Texas. And then the other year, WrestleMania, this year is WrestleMania 37, 38, 39. It will be in Los Angeles, the Hollywood. They're going to wait until 3 years and see this sickness stuff will go away in 3 years. So maybe that's why they're waiting for 3 years to do it. So that's great news for WrestleMania. That's great news. And they did say that there might be fans. No, they did say there's going to be fans. Because they make a deal with the government in Florida and other people, I don't remember their names, to have fans. So they're going to talk about their tickets sales in coming weeks. So people could come and watch WrestleMania. It's going to be WrestleMania with fans. But I just don't know, are they going to do the same thing as Capital Wrestling Center, like NXT, have digital and have real fans? We don't know. Or is it just going to be all fans? Let's see what happens when they give us more updates. That's pretty good for WrestleMania. Because, ladies and gentlemen, last year's WrestleMania, they didn't know what to do. They had to put things, cancel things, and then replace things. Maybe they don't have to do that this year. Maybe. We don't know. Hope they don't. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the matches of Impact Wrestling. I thought it was a pretty decent show. I didn't like the Ethan Page thing. Because it wasn't a match. It was stupid for me. I'm sorry to say it, but it was stupid. But first, we got the pre-show match. I didn't watch the pre-show match. I didn't watch it. But we heard that it was Brian Myers will be versus Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander is actually in a singles match. And on my list here, it says Brian Myers beat Josh Alexander. I don't know how, but he won the match. Then we had, to start off the Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill pay-per-view, was a mixed tag team match, or an intergender tag team match. That's where the men could fight the women could fight the men, and women fight women, men fight men. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have a rule that women has to fight woman, or man has to fight man. It doesn't have that rule. But we have Decay. The return of Decay. Crazy Steve and Rosemary will verse Tenille Dashwood and Caleb with a K, and I thought it was a pretty decent match. But ladies and gentlemen, we saw hairsprays and we saw the green mist. But the winner of that match was Rosemary, and Crazy Steve. Decay gets the win. I guess there might be a team, maybe intergender team. Can they win tag titles? I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, now we have the 6-man old school rules match. That means no rules. But we had Violent by Design. That's the new team name of Eric Young, Diener, and Joe Doring will be versing Cousin Jake, Rhino, and Tommy Dreamer. I thought it was a pretty decent match, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed it. We got some weapons. It was a little slow. Maybe because the only small guy was there, it was Diener. He was the only, and Eric Young. Those are the two small guys, and Tommy Dreamer is old school. That means he's old. And Rhino is a big man, and Joe Doring is a big man, just like Tommy Dreamer is. So it was a little slow, and Cousin Jake is big. It's a little slow, and a lot of biting. What happened to the sickness? Why there's a lot of biting? That is crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. It was great because it was a stipulation match, and we saw weapons. We saw everything. But after Tommy Dreamer was about to do, I believe, like a DDT or something, and then we saw Eric Young grab his hockey mask and whack Tommy Dreamer in the head. No, I think it was Cousin Jake, and then he did a power driver, and he gets the win for his team. I want to see, am I still recording? Yes, I am. Next, we have the Knockouts Tag Team Tournament Finals. And ladies and gentlemen, this was shocking because whoever wins, well, not everybody, but Nevaeh, Tasha Steelz, and Kiera Hogan, whoever wins, they're going to win their first ever championships in Impact Wrestling. First championships ever. And ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed this match. I hope you guys enjoyed it because we got new TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. Fire and Flava. I don't know the name. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz wins their first... my nose is itchy. Wins their very first ever championships in Impact Wrestling, and it's the Knockouts Tag Team titles. And then we saw Madison Rayne and Gail Kim coming into the ring because they are former Knockouts Tag Team champions together, and ladies and gentlemen, handed the championships to Tasha and Kiera. Well, we did hear some bad news. Well, it's not bad news. We heard Madison Rayne is retiring of wrestling. I think the whole wrestling. She's not going to be on AEW. She's not going to be on WWE. She's retiring of wrestling. She said retiring of Impact Wrestling. But, ladies and gentlemen, she's retiring because she wants to be a good wife and she wants some kids. So, congrats to Madison Rayne. She had a great run in the wrestling business. She's been in WWE in the Mae Young Classic. She's been championed in Impact Wrestling multiple times. She deserves the retirement. She deserves what she gets. What she wants, I mean. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest thing that happened, we got a debut. We had to have a debut. We have Ace Austin came out with Madman Fulton and complained that he was not on the card of Hard to Kill. And he said something about the countdown. His interview was cut short, and then he called out Scott D'Amore and see what is going on. Why is he not on the card? Scott D'Amore came out and he says he respects Ace Austin. He came out last Saturday to give him the Super X Cup. But if he wants an opportunity, he wants to be on the card, you're going to be versing this man. And ladies and gentlemen, the man that came out, he's a former WWE superstar and a former AEW superstar, Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Zack Ryder came out. Oh man. Didn't I say that I want Zack Ryder in Impact Wrestling? And he came out and ladies and gentlemen had a match with Ace Austin. I know it was like a 2-minute match, but ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Matt Cardona because a Madman Fulton got himself involved and got a disqualification, but he stand tall. Zack Ryder stand tall. But ladies and gentlemen, we did hear that he did not sign the contract to Impact Wrestling, but I think he has the same contract as AEW. He's going to make some appearances on Impact Wrestling. So maybe Scott D'Amore and whoever makes the contracts will bring Zack Ryder permanently into Impact Wrestling. I want to see it happen. I don't know he's going to team up with Brian Myers because he's a good guy and Brian Myers is a bad guy. So, yeah. Well, we have Manik versus Chris Bay and Rohit Raju in a triple threat X Division Championship match. And it was a pretty decent match. Not bad. But Rohit got what he wanted. He unmasked Manik. But Manik, it wasn't TJP because he was face painted as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't find out who it is, but we know who it is. But, ladies and gentlemen, the match still happened. And it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. But the winner of that match was Manik, and he's still your champion. Then we had Deonna Purrazzo defends her Knockouts Championship against Taya Valkyrie. We got Kimberly and Susan in the corner of Deonna Purrazzo. Then we have Decay, Rosemary, and Crazy Steve in the corner of Taya. And then all hell breaks loose when all the women fight each other, and Crazy Steve really didn't do much. Susan was recording like a Karen and all that stuff, and then we saw Crazy Steve was about to punch, and then he knocked down the referee, and the referee told every single person that's not in the match, get out of here. So they all got kicked out, and then the match happened. Pretty decent match. Well, the bell did ring, and then all that happened. He didn't make a disqualification. Good job. Good job for the referee. But and then it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it, but the winner of that match with a double Fuji armbar was Deonna Purrazzo, making Taya Valkyrie tap and be still the Knockouts champion. Well, the stupid thing that I'd seen, the Karate Man versus Ethan Page. Why did this happen? I don't know. It was a cinematic match. It was a green screen. It was a green screen, guys. It was stupid. It looked like an old karate movie. They made noises every time they punch or kick, and it doesn't look like they hit each other. I understand it's the same guys, but Jesus, what is this? And to end it, we got the Karate Man ripping the heart out of Ethan Page. I understand why they did this, because Ethan Page's contract is expired, and he did not renew one. So every time somebody doesn't have a contract, Impact Wrestling just kills them off. They did it with Allie. I'm guessing they did it with Mickie James because that's what they said they did. They did it with Mickie James, and now Ethan Page. It's interesting how they do it every time they do it, but I didn't like this one. This one was boring. So Karate Man gets the win because he ripped the heart out of Ethan Page. Nothing else. That was good. I didn't care about that. We have Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan in a brutal Bob Wire massacre, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, it was crazy. We got Bob Wire wrapped. We got weapons wrapped in barbed wire. Every weapon was wrapped in barbed wire. We got a board. A whole bunch. We have a skinny board. We have a big board. Every board was wrapped in barbed wire. We have a fence that looks like a steel cage on one side of the ring, and it was wrapped in barbed wire. We saw blood. We saw everything, guys. But the winner of that match, with a Boston knee party right into the face, with the barbed wire into the face, barbed wire chair in the face of Sami Callihan. The winner of that match was Eddie Edwards. And Alicia Edwards came out to check on his husband, on her husband, and she wiped down the blood, but Eddie Edwards gets the win. Good job. Then we have our main event, the main event that people have been talking about. Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers will be versing Rich Swann, Chris Sabin. It was supposed to be Alex Shelley, but he had his own little personal stuff, so that it was replaced by Moose. I thought it was a terrific match. And yes, Kenny Omega actually showed up. And both Good Brothers and Kenny Omega was wearing Bullet Club t-shirts. They're not part of Bullet Club. But I don't know what their name is right now as a team. But ladies and gentlemen, and then it was an awesome match. I enjoyed it. For some reason, I've been hearing cheering and booing during the show, but there was no fans in the show. I guess they have audio now, with or people. It could be people on their phones watching the show and doing ooh ah ooh. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Could be audio. But I thought it was a terrific match. But the winner of that match and made history, because this man is not part of Impact Wrestling. Well, the two guys are, but we got Kenny Omega pinning the Impact World Champion. Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers wins the match. But, ladies and gentlemen, they had their next pay-per-view announced in April, Rebellion, and they showed a little horseshoe logo around it, or under the name, and it looks like it's Kenny Omega's logo. I remember he had it on his knee pads, the horseshoe thing he does. I think I have it on my video game as well. But ladies and gentlemen, that was a great pay-per-view. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. I didn't like the Ethan Page thing. Yeah. No, not the best. I know I hit the wrong one. But not the best. But ladies and gentlemen, not the best cinematic or whatever that was. But I enjoyed the rest of the matches. It was interesting. And let's see how much more can this AEW and Impact Wrestling go for. But ladies and gentlemen, will Moose come to AEW? Because he said to Don Callis he could come to AEW and take Kenny Omega's title. Let's see what happens there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys on Tuesday for Monday Night Raw results. That's all for me today. Tyler's out. Bye!